Hello and welcome to Finextra. I'm Josie Waite and I'm here at the Stockholm FinTech Hub, and joining me now is Egil Bergenlind from DP Organizer, and we're talking about how compliance is not the goal but just a tool. Thank you very much for joining me, Egil.
Thanks for having me.
How should companies approach regulations in general to make sure regulations aren't stopping business?
The question of how to approach regulations is rarely a problem or a question really for a mature financial institution. But it can really be an open question for a fintech or a new company that is approaching this space. And there the question for a business leader can be, should we avoid regulation, should we avoid the regulator, or should we embrace it? And this is especially true for a company that is driven by innovative technology rather than regulatory development. And I've worked with both these kinds of companies, and it's pretty obvious that the sooner you embrace regulations and learn how to navigate, the better. And what they need to do is embrace and create a culture that promotes and makes sure that regulations is made part of product development and market and expansion strategies. That way, regulatory compliance can be a real business enabler instead of a business stopper.
Is there any particular area of regulations where companies need to embrace regulations rather than just trying to avoid being caught?
This is especially true when it's no longer only a question about the relationship between the company and the regulator, which is often the case with many regulations. But one example where that is not only the case is the General Data Protection Regulation, a new regulatory framework from Europe that governs how companies and organizations around the world process personal data of their consumers and employees and end users. It's true that companies do risk high fines and great severe impacts if they breach these rules. But it's also true that since these rules affect almost every company in the world, the regulators won't have time to investigate all of them. But these rules are structured in such a way that pressure for compliance will come from different directions. You will not only have to worry about how you perform and the situation with your regulator. You also need to think about your relationship with consumers and your customers and your employees and also other businesses around you. So the point is, even if you're not concerned about the regulator and if they will investigate you, you will lose business unless you can demonstrate to your customers and the businesses around you that you comply. So I think we will see more of this in the future. Regulators and regulations that create pressure for compliance from different directions. I think that's a very effective way of ensuring compliance.
And how can technology help companies with regulations and compliance?
It's an important question, and I also think it's pretty much the same question as how can technology help companies, period. Technology can help companies make better decisions, reduce risk, and ensure that necessary routines and procedures are as efficient and effective as possible. But we also need to remember that technology is only one part of the puzzle, and it rarely solves the whole regulatory problem. In the end, what we really need is a culture that promotes people doing the right calls, making the right decisions for the right reasons. But technology can certainly help those people and make their lives easier.
Thank you, Egil. It's been great speaking with you.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for watching.